Let's get right into it then to these playoff predictions, man. We can jump right on into it. We gonna start the first game. Uh, the Chargers at the Texans.
Listen, uh, I was never a believer in the Chargers. In the beginning of the season, I thought they lost way too much. But I also, I felt like deep down, I felt like if anybody was going to get them right, it was Harbaugh. A lot of their deficiencies came not because of talent, but it was because of the head coach. Brandon Staley was just horrible with his in-game decisions, and I just didn't really see him as a leader. And I always say the Chargers were going to Charger. They're always going to mess something up towards the end, but Harbaugh came in and just completely changed the culture. Even with them losing a great deal of power players on offense. I mean, listen, the two things that you must need in an NFL in order to be successful is a coach and a quarterback.
Mhm.
They definitely have the young quarterback, and I think out of 17 games, Justin Herbert only had two 300-yard passing games out of 17 games. That to me says that, look, we're gonna come in, we're gonna run the football, we're gonna pass when we need to, but we're gonna toughen it out. We're gonna muddy up the waters, and we're gonna play defense. They whole identity changed. And so when we look at this game,
Mhm.
I really think the Chargers are gonna beat the Texans. The Texans, I keep waiting for them to like show up all year
Right.
and to show us what we saw last year. We just haven't really seen it consistently. And I think when it comes to like X's and O's and scheming and stuff like that, game planning, Harbaugh is one of the best. So I got the Chargers winning this one. I don't have a score prediction, but I got the Chargers winning this one.
Okay.
I second that notion. I second that notion. I got the Chargers beating the Texans, sort of like basically what you just said. The main point was the last point to me. We keep waiting for the Texans to be the team we thought they were going to evolve to, and they really just don't seem ready to take that leap. They actually seem like they regressed a little bit more. And the reason, like you said, Herbert only 300-yard games. That's a good sign to me because we know Herbert can pass. We know he can swing it. We know he can do it.
Right.
It's like having a three-pointer in your back pocket, but I'm just going to keep going to the rack because you can't stop me from getting in the paint because they can run the ball, they can pound you away. And if they had to unleash Herbert, they could. So that's why I'm going with the Chargers. I think he like the ace in the hole, good quarterback, and if they need him to gunsling, they can try to battle out that way with Stroud if he came to it. But I don't think it's going to come to it. I think they're going to control the time of possession, and depending on how the turnovers go. But I got the Chargers to win this game. I like their mental toughness a little bit better than Houston Texans.
I mean,
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
I don't know why my computer doing this. For me, I said in the beginning of the season, before the season started, that I was concerned for the Texans. And I know everyone was big on them because they picked up Diggs. And I'm like, one thing I will say, and that kind of scares me with my team for next year going forward, if we do get a receiver, is if you got too many receivers to where a quarterback now has to think, I'm not feeding him enough. Now force feeding rather than really going through the progressions that the play goes for you to do. And I feel like Stroud started thinking this year, also with the offensive line being what it was. Then you add Mixon to the equation. They got the talent, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't bet against Harbaugh much from when he was for the 49ers, when he was in Michigan. He builds toughness in teams. Like he makes teams tough. Like nothing about the Chargers said playoffs. They literally lost 70 something percent of their offense. They lost
Mm-hmm.
their top two receivers and their starting running back
And their coordinator.
and their coordinator and made the playoffs. Like that's all Harbaugh right there. That's all
Right.
Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, I just think that they're tough minded and they're just ready for the moment. For me, I got the Chargers win this game as well. Typically, they say when it's a team of people that all pick the same one,
Yeah.
it goes wrong. Hopefully
Yeah.
we be all right with this one though. We'll see how it come out. Um, but going on to the next game, We got what we got. What we got. The next one is where did my joint go? Oh, here we go. The next game is the Steelers at the Ravens.
Mm.
Don't
Now,
forget, we don't know if what's my man name? What's the receiver name for Ravens?
Zay
Higgins.
Flowers.
Fly. We don't know if Zay
Flowers.
playing. We don't know if Zay
My
playing
bad.
this week.
Listen, man. This is another like knock him down, knock him out, drag him, slobber knocker, meet me in the back of the alley type game with two great coaches, man. Like both of these coaches, they know each other very well. This is two teams that are in the same division. They play each other twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is going to be a bloodbath, and this is going to be very, 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 very physical. This is a tough game to pick for me because while I think the Ravens are due to really, go the distance this year, it's just hard. It's hard to go against Tomlin, man. Like, I don't know how he does it, but he just does it, man. So this is like a pick 'em for me. But just to be a little different, I'm gonna go with the Steelers. I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
Ooh.
I hear you. I'm gonna go with I'm going with the Ravens. Mainly because who do I value more? A seasoned Russell Wilson or a prime Lamar Jackson? I'm going prime Lamar. Derrick Henry from the University of Alabama or Najee Harris, the fake Derrick Henry from the University of Alabama? I'm going with Derrick Henry. When it come down to big plays, I'm gonna trust those two over those two. And so that's why I'm gonna ride with Baltimore. And I think they might go all the way to the Super Bowl, depending on how everything shake out. But I'm going with Baltimore.
I've been trying to figure out, and I never got the stat check this, but I've been trying to figure out when's the last time a playoff team started the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak going into the playoffs. That's the Steelers right now. I don't know how you get I don't know how you go into a playoffs in a 4-game a losing streak. 4-game losing streak is crazy. Like you lost the whole holiday season basically. like that your whole holiday sucked.
The
Like,
last month of the season.
like how do you do that? But also on the other hand, Lamar Jackson, I believe record is 2-7, 2-6 or something against the Steelers, or 2-5, somewhere in that range. Steelers get some problems. I think this was worst case scenario for both teams. That Steelers decided to go on a 4-game losing streak because this should be the Chargers versus the Ravens. But being that the Steelers lost 4, you could have lost 3 straight and you'd have been good. And you wouldn't have to face them. You would have been facing the Texans. It would be Steelers and Texans and Ravens and Chargers if you went on a 3-game losing streak. But you wanted to go on a 4-game losing streak, and now we here. So with that, when you go on a 4-game losing streak, you give us a point of we got a possibility of Lamar facing the team that one of his worst teams. Between them and the Chiefs is one of the worst teams he plays against. And then you got the Steelers, who I don't care for them, but they're a team that I want to see what they can do, if they got to the playoffs. So I personally, I don't like Flowers not being out, but one thing, Derrick Henry had an interview either Sunday or Monday, and the interview said, this is the crazy interview I've ever heard in my life. He said, Lamar Jackson is the most giving professional player of all time because he can score 60 touchdowns by himself every season if he wants to. But he chooses to give it to others. That's exactly what he said. And I believe him. Like, I believe him. Like, I believe he can score 60 total touchdowns if he really wanted to, which is crazy to think about. Yearly, for the next 5 years, he could do it, I believe. Like, he got 40 something this year, and he got Derrick Henry in the backfield with him. That he gave like 15, 16 touchdowns or whatever like that. Like, Lamar is like, he's literally the definition of a joystick. Like he's a video game. I have to go ahead and be wrong if I'm gonna be wrong, but I can't bet against Lamar right now. I'm going with the Ravens to win this game, and I got them winning it. When I say handily, I don't mean a blowout, but I mean like we go. If you watch the game, you go for like it never was in doubt type thing. You know what I'm saying? That type of game.
Right.
So you got a lone wolf for us or something? You got a lone wolf, Nitty?
It's all right. Listen, it's all right.
I can't believe you went
We
against Lamar.
we gonna
But
see. We're gonna see
lemon
what
pepper
happens.
Russ.
There's nothing against Lamar. I mean, listen, he's an MVP candidate. Definitely has a great chance of winning it. And they have a great team over there. But it's just one of those tough games. And until he actually gets over the hump, I mean, we're gonna see. We're just gonna see.
Hey,
We got another game that's definitely got some things with injuries that we looking into. We got Packers at the Eagles. Jordan Love mentioned today. Hopefully he can play.
hopefully.
Jalen Hurts practiced for the first time. I don't know if he's out of concussion protocol or not, but he practiced today for the first time. We got both starting quarterbacks. Not sure if they're playing yet. So I'm personally looking at it as if they're both playing for my pick. But go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
man. I mean, who started? Nitty or man? I forget who started. I think Nitty, you started.
Um, I like Green Bay. I thought
Don't
Green
forget
Bay.
they played week 1 too. On that Friday game in London. They started but they was the second game of the season, week 1. Good game
Mm-hmm.
too.
Yeah,
Mm,
that's the game.
yeah. I thought Green Bay should have Green Bay should have went really really far last year. I mean, they kind of gave up. They kind of gave up the game against the Niners in the late fourth of the game. But um, if Jordan Love plays, I don't know. It's something about the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
It's something about the Eagles. I just can't pinpoint what it is. I just don't think they could get over the hump. I think ever since they lost the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, they haven't quite really been like right. Now, Saquon in the offseason going there was a great addition to the team. Um, but they have to remember what got them there, which was running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
If at any time they go away from that, I think Green Bay beats them. Um, so listen, I might be a lone wolf on this one again, but I'm gonna go with Green Bay. I like the head coach. I like the way he schemes the offense. Um, so I'm gonna go with Green Bay.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, I'm going with the Eagles. Straight up, I'm going with the Eagles. I just got a funny feeling Eagles being home is going to be a little slight advantage for them over Green Bay. The weather's supposed to be cold and windy. Not that Green Bay can't play in the cold, but I think it's supposed to be cold and windy. I think that works against the passer more so than the runner at quarterback in this game. So I think Jalen Hurts can have a bigger impact than Jordan Love. I do like the pounding back in the cold and the wind, but that would be what's his name, Jacobs. But I think the Eagles being home, Jalen Hurts being able to use his feet and run. I think I got the Eagles in this one. It's going to be a nail biter though. I think Hurts make enough plays down the stretch, and the Eagles win close one.
I just want to let you know, Diddy, the first 3 picks, you went with the away team of all three, your first 3 picks. So if you bet that at FanDuel, that's a good come up. Just want to put that out there. You put that out there, you know what I
Hey,
mean?
hey,
Uh, but for me, if both quarterbacks play right, one thing I will say is Jalen Hurts is not the most accurate quarterback, and he
Mm-hmm.
hasn't practiced in 3 weeks. He got hurt 3 weeks ago. So if he plays, he's gonna be his first time playing in 3 weeks. Reps, anything. He just got some reps today for the first time in 3 weeks.
Right.
I think that's gonna affect them definitely because yeah, they got Saquon, but you're gonna have to throw that ball at some point. And I think the cold weather, it's been frigid all around the country, even in the hot states. It's been a little
Mm-hmm.
frigid for them. 40s and stuff for like the hot states, but this gonna be 30s, 20s somewhere in that area. I think that always favors Green Bay. Rather, unless it's Buffalo, because they got Buffalo, Chicago, Green Bay. This kind of like the coldest places.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, we know Philly gets cold, but our cold and Green Bay cold is a different type of cold. Like that's a different type of cold. Like and this cold right here, it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit, and Give me the thumper. I'm gonna take the thumper when it comes to that. I'm gonna take Jacobs, that old Raider, over Barkley of this game. I don't like Watson not playing for the Packers, even though he don't get a lot of usage. He takes the defenders out the way for Reed
Right.
and Dobbs to work the middle of the field a lot with
Mm-hmm.
his deep threat ability. But I think this is gonna be one of the best games of the week. For real, for real. I'm going with the Packers on this one, man. I think the Eagles, unfortunately for them, with the injury that hurts, I think they're going to be off a little bit, and they're not going to be in sync like they typically are. And I think the Packers, if both quarterbacks play, I think the Packers is just they messed up. They messed themselves up after they go to Philly losing 3 out of their last 4 games of the season because that's supposed to be us playing the Eagles. Thank you very much, Packers. I appreciate you. I prefer to be in Tampa than be in Philly. I appreciate you, but I'm gonna go with the Packers on this one, man. I got them upsetting the Eagles for sure. So that's my choice on that one. I actually skipped the game by mistake that was before that one. Um, the Broncos at the Bills.
Mm.
I think we could unanimously say this one at the same time.
You think
So you
so?
got
Well,
I want to hear something different. I'm curious. I'm curious. You
listen,
taking Bo?
I'm
taking
not.
Payne
I'm
and
not
Bo?
saying. I'm not saying I'm a Bo leave, but
Duh.
but listen, if there's ever a year that Josh Allen needs to like make it known,
Mhm.
it has to be this one. Like there. Listen, there's no excuses. It is either going to be him or Lamar for MVP. Yeah, he lost Diggs and a lot of the talent that we thought they lost, we didn't know how he was going to overcome, and he's been Superman for the most part all year. He's going to have to show up and show out. There's going to be no more having a great season, and then once he gets to the postseason, he's nowhere to be found or comes up short, a dollar short and a day late. Like he's going to have to beat this team. The Broncos have a great defense. They have a great defense. That's going to be the challenge. Like I'm not saying that Bo Nix is on the level of Josh Allen, but that Broncos defense, they do come to play. And the one thing I know about a young team is that sometimes they don't know no better when they're in the midst of chaos. And sometimes that could go against you, but sometimes it could work for you. So I'm going to reluctantly choose the Bills, but I would not be surprised if the
I was just about to
Broncos
say, with
upset.
all that said, Bills.
Hey, listen, would you be surprised if the game was close?
No, not in the playoffs. I don't be surprised the game close now. But I'm
Okay.
going with Josh Allen if the game is close. I'm going with Josh Allen if it's a big spread. I'm going with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. I think they've been saving their running backs, Cook and Davis, mixing them up. And I think they're going to utilize them in the playoffs more.
This is a tough game for me because like the Broncos defense. One thing I'll say, Superman ball against good defenses. Typically, what the good defenses win or put a lot of make it closer than you expect it to be. And Bo been playing, man. Bo been playing his ass off. I ain't gonna lie. I just don't know what Bo looked like in the playoffs. Like if he got that, if the pressure go hit him or not. Like you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how he's built. You know what I'm saying. So for me, I gotta take the vet and the person who I think is the second best quarterback in the NFL, Josh Allen. Um, Shit, maybe first, honestly. Maybe first. He 1 or 2. I think he's top 2. I don't care how they rank him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think Mahomes got pushed back over the past few years. Does he win championships? For sure, but we've said in previous years before like Brady got to like 5 and 6 that we thought that Aaron Rodgers was better than him. You know what I'm saying? People said that before he got to like 5, 6, 7, even though Aaron only had 1 and he had 4. So I think Josh and Lamar is better than Mahomes.
Don't get me started on Mahomes, man. Don't get me started.
But so I gotta go. I gotta go with Superman, man. I think that man is Superman. Like he don't got no weapons like that on the outside. I mean, Keanu and them's coming on. I forgot that dude name, Shakir. But
Yeah.
they be strapping Denver. Denver really be strapping, man. But I'm gonna take the Bills. I'm gonna take the. As May said, all that said, I'm gonna take the Bills. With all that said.
All right.
The next game, man, is the Commanders at the Bucks.
What time is that one? So I know when to take my nap.
8 o'clock Sunday
Prime
night,
time. Prime
time,
time.
baby. You
But
I'm
know
look,
what it
asleep by
is.
then.
Prime.
hey, I've been so my brother Ant, I've been messing with him. I've been messing with him because I'm like,
You
look,
buying the hype
hey,
of that Baker Mayfield hype?
hey, I've been hyping him up. I'm like, look, you going against Reek and them Commanders. I'm like, I'm gonna add you to the group chat just so you could talk your stuff if y'all win. But honestly, I see this as a revenge game from week 1. And I think the Commanders is going to show up and show out. It's not going to be easy by any stretch, because I think the what the Bucks have did this year, they figured out how to use both of their running backs. Bucky Irvin, tough runner in between the tackles, can actually get outside on the perimeter, do some things. But then Rachaad White, he could definitely run. Run a little bit, but he's more of a pass catcher. The same thing with the Commanders. You know, they got old boy from the Chargers that they got, Eckler. He does the same thing, could catch out of the backfield, scat back. And then they also got the big boy from Alabama, running between the tackles. So I mean, man, I don't know. I think it's a revenge game. I think the Commanders is going to want blood, and they saw him. They seen him before, and I think they want to avenge that first opening week loss. So I'm gonna go with the Commanders on this one.
Appreciate you.
You know what, man? I'll be honest. I don't even know. I swear, honestly, when I first looked at this, I said, "Oh, Commanders," and I ain't giving too much thought. Quick thought that Jaden Daniels, he gonna be able to move the chains. He make plays in the clutch. I feel like I could trust him. He got the playmaking ability with his legs to get the first downs and key moments, and those things help and hurt on the defense. Because you can play sound defense, and then he going to scramble for 6-7 yards. Not just him, but running quarterback in particular. It hurts. It's like just break your spirit. It's like somebody throw up a stupid hook shot in basketball and they go in when you got the shot clock running down. It's just back breaking. We played all that great defense for this. But then I got to thinking, my man Nitty said, Bucky Irvin, Rachaad White. I got to thinking, can the Commanders stop them? I did just watch Rico Dowdle run for 100 on him. I don't know if he did it in 2 games or not.
He did good both games for sure.
So what's Bucky and Rachaad White going to do? Man, Mike Evans on the outside over there. He used to going up against Lattimore. They be having their own battle, so that'd be a good matchup in their own right.
Yeah.
Take Lattimore's playing, if I believe, right?
It's looking like it. Yeah.
Shit.
So I'm just gonna stick with my gut. I'm gonna go with the Commanders. That's my first thought. I'm gonna stick with it. But I did get to thinking, maybe the Bucks might just win this one, but I'm gonna go with the Commanders in this one.
Yeah. It's gonna make a great.
Is that my road team?
Great game. 11 straight
No,
seasons of 1,000 yards. Huh?
You took the Chargers too as a 4-way game too.
Oh, okay.
What'd you say, Nitty?
I said it's going to make for a great game. I said Mike Evans, 11 straight seasons of 1,000 yards was
yeah.
amazing.
So I dug deep into this one for stats. I dug deep. So I got to thinking, this is going to be a good game, by the way, but I got to thinking, first game of the season we played them. First loss. We lose to them right now. Last loss of the season. First day and last.
What was the score in that first game?
37-21. 37-21. That's the only people that beat us by double digits. They jumped on us, but the game wasn't. But watching the game, they jumped on us. We came back and then they scored the late. We got it down to one possession and we couldn't stop them at the end, and they scored at the end. Like we tried to get the ball back to try to get it back, but they scored. But they definitely controlled the game for sure. I will say this: going into that season, starting cornerbacks was Benjamin St. Juice and Emmanuel Forbes. One of them plays for the Rams now, got cut by us. Another one is fifth string cornerback Ben St. Juice. We replaced them now with Lattimore, who's Evans' probably best cover guy. Evans beats him sometimes. Sometimes Lattimore not shuts him down, but contains him. And
Yeah, get right to
Cedric Still was a rookie. He wasn't starting at the time. He was in the slot, a lot of subbing there. Now he's starting on the outside. So I like that part. Then the second thing is that was Jaden's first ever NFL game. I don't know if y'all watched it. If y'all did, y'all might have forgot. This man took off and ran 18 times. Because that blitz, he wasn't picking it up like he does now.
Right.
So I think he's more prepared for what's gonna happen in this game. But then I got to thinking some stats. Baker, man, great success story, comeback story for sure in the past few years. One thing we all look past with Baker is tied for the league in interceptions, 16 interceptions this year. Also, Baker, he's a turnover machine. Baker had 9 fumbles this year, but only 1 was lost. That's very rare. 9 fumbles, only 1 get lost. That's very rare. So he's a turnover machine. So the ball is there to be taken. So my last stat before I give my pick. Before Sunday, we played 3 teams twice this year: Giants, Cowboys, and Eagles. None of them has beat us twice. Bucks won't either. Commanders, 34.
I got to tell you, push
Bucks,
back this
23.
Having watched that game, the Cowboys' second game, it seemed like they beat you 2 times. I think the Cowboys won the game. I think the Commanders won the scoreboard, which worked out best for me because I needed y'all to get the win on the scoreboard. But the whole game, I'm sitting here watching like they running crossing routes on 4th and 1 on the goal line. What more can we do to get these guys the game? Then the coach says, you know what? I'm gonna rest my starting quarterback. I'm gonna take him out. And then the backup come in there and he looked like God on the field. I'm like, he want to win. He got to put some good tape out there. Jaden trying to screw us. Mariota said, I'm trying to put some good tape out there. I don't care if y'all trying to screw Dallas or not.
Look, man, I feel good.
Looking forward to it.
If I'm being honest, I wanted the Rams. The 3 teams, it was 4 teams that was possibilities for us: Falcons, Rams, Bucks, and Eagles. It should have been the Rams, but for some reason, the Rams played to lose last week. They didn't start Stafford, and they received.
It seemed like everybody was doing that. It seemed like the Bears was doing that, trying to lose on purpose. Green Bay ain't want to take it. It seemed like Dallas was trying to lose on purpose. It seemed like Commanders didn't want to take it, so they actually took it.
But do you want, as a Rams fan, if anybody's a Rams fan, you prefer to play the Vikings over the Commanders?
Nah, not that defense. No.
So I'm starting Stafford. Go get me that win so I can play the Commanders. I wanted the Rams bad. That's what I wanted. But we get the Bucks. That's my second choice. We get the Bucks, and hey, as I say, I like revenge. Revenge is served best.
Revenge.
Is that what they said or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, revenge is a dish. I don't know how to say it.
So you know what it is.
Serve cold, yeah. Revenge is a dish, best served cold. Yep.
So yeah, I got us winning, man. I got us winning 34-24. 34-24, maybe 27. I think we're gonna do what we gotta do, man. I feel comfortable. I feel good, man. I just feel good. I said it, but I said it to y'all early in the season. Once we start getting in a little roll, I feel that we're capable of beating any team, but we can lose as well. But I feel like we're talented enough. The way our scheme is that we can beat anybody. We can score on anybody. But we have to do it. And the Bucks, they're missing both their starting corners. Dean is out. The safety's out, and Winfield is questionable. So his secondary is real banged up. I feel good, man. Ain't
So
be tuned in.
All 3 got Commanders, right? Maybe got Commanders, right?
Yeah. Be tuned in. Yeah.
And the last game, which is crazy, a 14-win team is on the road, but
I'm really gonna be sleep on this one. I'm not even gonna lie. Monday night, I'm really gonna be sleep on this one.
That's Monday night.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna be really sleep on this one.
Oh, Vikings at the Rams.
Uh, man, it's going to be that. I think this is going to be a tough one too because both coaches come from the same coaching tree. So listen, man, I think Sean McVay did both of these coaches did a hell of a job this year because none of these teams were looked at as potential playoff contenders. You know what I mean? After Aaron Donald left LA, nobody knew what was going to happen with Cooper Kupp, and then he comes back, then he gets injured again in the beginning of the season. Puka Nacua gets injured too. They like, man, what's going on in LA? Same thing with the Vikings. You know, the quarterback that they picked up in the draft, McCarthy, he gets hurt first preseason game. They install Sam Darnold to the fold. Nobody knew, what he was going to look like. He had like a little bit of time over there in San Fran, but nobody knew what was going to happen. And look, both of these teams, I mean, as far as the coaching go, both of these teams, they steered the ship right. And now they both in the playoffs. So it's going to be a tough one. If I had to pick, man, who's the away team and who's
Vikings away.
Vikings?
But the Rams don't got no home field.
Rams don't got no home field advantage like that. Yeah.
MSG, like it's a tourist place. Or
Man.
Atlanta, the Hawks, or Miami. Like,
I'm gonna go with the Rams, man. I'm gonna go with the Rams. I think the Vikings not luck, but I think the buck stops here with them. I'm gonna go with the Rams in a high scoring affair, hopefully.
Damn, I should have used that when I said the Commanders pick. The buck stops here, but go ahead.
That was my first thought to say, yeah, the Cinderella slipper is gonna get broken. But you know what? I'm going with the Vikings. I think they're the tougher team. I think they can run the ball. Sam Darnold just got to hit my man Jet for a couple of times, make a couple of big plays, and I think the Vikings can pull it out with that defense. I'm going with the Vikings with that one.
Yeah, for me, I think this is the easiest game of the weekend. I got the Vikings winning this game. Stafford, just watching him, he's looking like a little, like the age is starting to kick on him, like the age is starting to age. And like you said, that Vikings defense and Cup not being Cup no more, killed all the fantasy owners for sure. Puka's a dog and Kyrie Williams a dog, but that Vikings defense it takes a lot. And Detroit was a lot. It takes a lot to get them Vikings. The Vikings, they tough, man. I think they're the real deal. If they can avoid Detroit, I think the Vikings can could come and represent the NFC. If they can avoid Detroit, and I'm hoping
if the Vikings make the Super Bowl, there needs to be an investigation into the New York Jets and what they do to these quarterbacks. Full on investigation on the New York Jets and what they do to quarterbacks. I swear to God, if Sam Darnold lead the Vikings to the Super Bowl,
that's going to be pitiful.
They got listen, the NFC. I think the NFC is wide open. If I think Detroit's the favorite. I'm worried about their defense with all the injuries, but I think that are we making Super Bowl picks? Might as well.
Well, I mean, we really don't know. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough with the wild card. I mean, maybe we could make it the next show with the wild card being settled, and then we could actually get into the games that's left. It's going to be too hard to make a. Well, I mean, we could do predictions, but it's just right now too many teams because we don't know what's going to happen with these wild card games.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's going to happen with one, but the rest of them. Man, that's all the picks, man. That's all the picks. I don't know if y'all watch college or not. You got 2 games on Thursday and Friday. I don't know if y'all want to throw out there what y'all think happened with them 2 games.
I'll be watching closely. I need to be scouting, see what the Cowboys may or may not do in the second, third round, first round. But I ain't been following it that much this year.
Listen, I'm definitely going to be tuned in I don't really have. I haven't really done my really deep dive into college yet, like I should be, because you know, the NFL season wasn't over. But now that is that I know we're going to be picking number 6, I'm going to be doing my deep dive into these mocks and looking
I
and
got something
scouting
better
for
than the
talent.
quarterback for you. Abdul Carter, Penn State. You got a star. You put him with Crosby, good Lord.
Yeah. I was about to say I'm picking Penn State to beat. I think Notre Dame's a better team, but I'm picking Penn State because the wife graduated from there, and I think they're capable of beating them. And I think Ohio State is the best team in college, so I think they're gonna beat Texas. And then I got Ohio State beating Penn State in the championship.
Mm.
It's their time. It's time for Ryan Day to get his chip,
Mm-hmm.
but he don't get fired for losing to
We will
Michigan.
see.
Who
But
won it
no,
last year?
man, that's
Who won the championship last year? Michigan?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it'd be real good to come right on the heels of that Michigan one.
yeah. They gonna need to,
So like
especially
93
teams.
Carolina coming off of that 92 Duke in basketball, or that 20,
Which
was
is
it 20, was it 2010 Duke, 10 Duke coming off 2009 Carolina?
Which the NFL season, know we get to that college basketball. We got some things to talk about. We got some things to talk about. You see my boy Cooper yesterday looking like Zion?
I missed the dunk. I
They
kept
call
reading about, oh, he did an amazing dunk. He beat LeBron for dunk of the day, but I didn't see his dunk. I might have to
I
YouTube
thought
it or
Zion
something.
had dunk of the day though. Zion was crazy
I ain't see
yesterday.
his dunk either.
That
Yeah,
man
I saw
he went back
Zion.
to
I'm gonna
high
go.
school in that one.
I'm gonna
He
look
was,
at flags when we get off of this.
yeah, it was crazy, man. They calling him Vanilla Zai and Duke. The Vanilla. No, man, that's our show, man.
All
Definitely,
right,
already thank y'all for coming in. If y'all want to sign yourself out, whatever y'all want to say real quick.
Hey man,
much. See y'all next go around.
STP. We took a couple weeks off. We had, real life got into the way of things, but we back. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
You already know, man.
Yeah.
Click, like, subscribe, comment. Make sure we need those. Subscribe, like, and comment. Don't hate,
Subscribe.
participate, man. We'll be
Let's
right
go.
back next week.
Peace.